So I was watching The Hill the other day, and they were talking about how Joe Biden says Joe Biden's gonna do nothing when he gets into office. This was during the campaign. That's not really true. I actually think that what Biden said should be seen as something refreshing, in the sense that he recognizes the constitutional limits of the presidency, unlike Trump. For example, the example he used was the assault weapons ban. He's not going to just do an executive order to take everybody's assault weapons. And that is a big difference than Trump, who, "Oh, why can't we just take the guns?" Okay? It's a big difference between Biden and Trump. Biden has far more respect for people's constitutional rights than Donald Trump did. And I think that should be seen as refreshing. The other thing is, he is going to reverse a lot of the crazy stuff that Trump did by executive order. What I'm hoping is that between Frank Zane, who's a bodybuilder, said that he wasn't into bulking and cutting, which is putting on muscle and taking off fat. Putting on muscle and taking off fat. And the reason why is because he said you kind of end up where you started. Okay, so you should just stay in your in-season physique all season long. Well, what I'm hoping is that by the bulking of Donald Trump, maybe Biden's cutting will lead to pre-Obama America, back when America wasn't insane. I mean, if people really want to be honest, under Bush, we weren't really that crazy excellent, but we weren't falling apart. A lot of the problems we had under the Bush administration and under the Obama administration had to do with the Iraq War, okay? More or less, more so under the Bush administration. It had to do with the Iraq War. So the thing is, now that there is no real Iraq war, we should leave Iraq. That's what Trump promised but did not do, and right now the Iraqis don't want us there. And people are upset that Biden attacked an Iranian militia group, or Iranian-led militia group in Syria. Excuse me, but that makes a hell of a lot more sense than Trump, who attacked Syrian civilians based on Ivanka's tears. Essentially what happened is there was a rocket attack on a U.S. position, so Biden went in, and, well, not Biden, but Biden ordered an attack on an Iranian-backed militia, which makes sense. It does not make sense to murder that Salami dude that Trump did, which caused an Iranian retaliatory rocket attack on a U.S. position in Iraq. Okay, that does not make sense. So I'm going to leave a link to the Hill to show what I'm talking about. But ultimately, what I think people should understand is what this shows is technically Joe Biden, and I'm not backing Joe Biden. I don't like current Joe Biden. I like Joe Biden of the 80s and 90s, but that's not what we got here. Okay, that's not what we got. I don't like a lot of things that Joe Biden did. So far, I don't like a lot of things that he did, but this video is somewhat in defense of him. I can make another one that admonishes him for the nonsense that he's pulled. But I mean, ultimately, what I don't like about Biden is Biden has continued the Obama-Trump war on white Americans. But that was inevitable. I mean, I was pretty sure that was going to happen no matter what, because that's the social tide of this country. Okay, the good news is it is waking up a lot of white Americans to the craziness, and a lot of white Americans are starting to see, this isn't really fair. Okay, and it is starting to wake up people, even people that support social justice, that are saying, how can you have social justice that doesn't include white people too? How can you have economic justice that doesn't include white people too? So it is starting, the craziness of the war on whites by the Obama and Trump administration, and now the Biden administration, is at least waking up white Americans. That's what I primarily disagree with Biden on. I think that Biden, at the very least, what we can see is that he respects the rights and individual freedoms of the American people. And that's a very important thing. He even stated that with these so-called, unlike Trump, whose Department of Homeland Security is basically violating people's First Amendment rights in response to his on how to take care of, quote, domestic extremism. Even Biden admitted that we have to respect the First Amendment. And it's also important to understand in this Hill thing that Biden recognizes that the Constitution is the only thing keeping us together. And honestly, it is at this point. The Constitution and the constitutional limitations that are put on politicians are the only thing keeping this country away from becoming a stone-cold, oligarchical banana republic. It's this close. It's this close to becoming a banana republic. And I do think that Biden is at least recognizing what needs to be done and to have responsible governance. See, that's what we didn't have under the Obama regime or the Trump regime. At least Biden recognizes the basis of responsible governance, which was not there under Obama and was not there under Trump. It is there under Biden. And I think that's what people need to recognize before they give him such a hard time on that. Do I think he's senile and crazy and all that? Yeah, probably, but so was Trump. I mean, somebody had to win. Just look at it that way, okay? And that's all for this video. Check the description.